Okay, I'm so excited about this video, I had to break out my microphone. Possibly the best ice cream recipe. I know this is a really tall claim, but you'll just have to bear with me on this one. I love homemade ice cream. We've always had it at family gatherings, and I've tried to perfect the perfect ice cream recipe. You can always control the flavor with fresh fruit when it's in season or the quality of ingredients. It's always so good. But the problem with homemade ice cream is whenever you put it in the freezer and then the following day you want to dig it out and get a bowl, it's like chipping concrete. It is so hard and frozen, just so solid that you're like, why did I even bother to make this? And I think that's partly responsible because most homemade ice cream makers don't whip as much air into the ice cream as what you can get in the store whenever you're buying commercial ice cream, commercially produced ice cream. And we did a little experiment whenever I was in culinary school. We set out various popular brands of commercially made ice cream, and you could see the more dense ice cream that wasn't quite as scoopable and nice. There was more ice cream that was melted in the container, and the ones that were nice and fluffy and scoopable and just great, they had shrunk down considerably. You could tell it was full of air. And so, you're paying for a lot of air in these things, which is kind of sad. But on the other hand, who wants to deal with a frozen concrete block? That's not fun either. So I think we might have got it figured out to some extent. Now in this recipe, I'm doing chocolate cherries. You can see here I have 2 cups of chopped sour cherries and 2 cups of chopped dark chocolate. And this really is kind of immaterial. You can do whatever flavor you want here. The main point of this is this ice cream base we're going to make. Whatever toppings you do, though, you need to do them in advance, and you need to put them in the freezer or the fridge to keep them cold so when you mix them in. We're going to start here with 1 cup of whole milk. We're going to mix this in, and this recipe, it's got no eggs, so that's really good if you have an egg allergy. We're going to do 1 can of evaporated milk. That's a 12-ounce can. It also is a no-cook recipe, so you're not cooking any kind of custard, so that's really good. This is 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Basically, all we have to do in this recipe is just kind of whisk everything together, and then we're going to put it in our ice cream maker, and it will be ready to go. We're going to add 1 cup of sugar. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. We have the homemade vanilla going again. I'm using the Madagascar, and I'll link the video for this in the description. And honestly, I put 1 tablespoon in here, but if I were just going to make a nice chocolate ice cream or a nice vanilla ice cream, I honestly might put 2 tablespoons in there to really boost that flavor, because it really does give it a good flavor. Now we're going to whisk this up just lightly, and basically what you're looking for here is you want to whisk it until your sugar is kind of dissolved. That's really all that we're doing. You're not trying to incorporate air into it or anything like that. You just want to get that sugar dissolved. I'm definitely planning further experimentation on this recipe. I would like to try some either sugar-free or low-sugar options, because, I mean, who's not watching their sugar nowadays? And we all have friends and family and everybody that's trying to cut back. And finally, what we're going to do once our sugar's dissolved, we're going to add the star here, which is our instant vanilla pudding. It's a 3.4 ounce box of instant pudding. And by incorporating this into it, this is actually what causes it to not freeze into a giant concrete block. I was blown away when somebody suggested this to me. We're going to whisk it up a little bit here. It's not going to set up like pudding, but you can tell it will thicken just a little bit. But you kind of want to whisk it for just a few minutes to make sure it does get a little bit dissolved and everything gets incorporated well before you put it into your ice cream maker. Once you feel like everything is combined, add this to your ice cream maker and just follow the manufacturer's instructions. I know there's a blue million variety of different ice cream makers on the market, and I'm sure not familiar with all of them. I just have an old-fashioned type 1, and you could see it in the homemade strawberry ice cream recipe. But that's basically all there is to it. It comes together just really fast, and I think mine froze in less than an hour. And then the next day when I dug it out, it was so scoopable and soft. You'll see here in just a minute. I was just absolutely blown away by this. This container right here, I literally just took it out of the freezer. It had a wonderful mouthfeel. It didn't feel fatty in your mouth, or it didn't have large ice crystals. It was just very creamy and enjoyable. And if I was blindfolded, I would have sworn it was something that I had picked up at the store, like Mayfield or something like that. I mean, I really was so impressed with this. And like I said, I'll definitely be doing further videos and further experimentation with it. And if I had to recommend an ice cream video to anyone, I would say yes. Try this one, you will be pleased, and then you can enjoy it the following day, and you won't have to chip concrete or have a melty mess. It's just, yeah, it's so satisfying when things turn out nicely. So I definitely recommend this one, and I will give it a thumbs up, and I'll keep you posted on all of the progress. And I hope you do try it, and I know that you'll enjoy it. And yeah, you can add chopped up candy bars or your favorite fruit or whatever kind of mix-ins. Basically, once you get your ice cream going in your ice cream maker, then maybe let it go about 10-15 minutes, and then you can pour in your whatever, like I did the chocolate cherries. You can add that in, and it'll fold it in after your ice cream starts to set up, and you will definitely enjoy this. Alrighty, I'm going to wrap this up for now, and as usual, I'm going to leave the recipe in the description box below. And if you have any questions or comments, I really enjoy reading them all, so feel free to just bombard me with them. And I'll go ahead and pose the question, what is everyone's favorite flavor of ice cream? I'd be curious to see, and maybe we can try to recreate some of them. I am a sucker for anything with chocolate in it. I'm a chocolate-aholic. And if the truth be told, I'm just an ice cream-aholic, so you know how that goes. So anyway, I'll let you go for now, and I'll definitely see you in the next video. And as always, I appreciate each one of you, and bye for now.